Most people don't realize when it starts. You don't wake up one day and say, wow, I'm completely lost. It happens slowly. You stop feeling excited. Decisions feel heavier. Everything starts to feel unclear. And the worst part, from the outside, your life might look completely fine. But inside, something feels off. Like you missed a turn somewhere. Here's the truth no one tells you. Feeling lost in life is not a mistake. It's a phase. And if you understand it correctly, it might be the most important phase of your life. In the next few minutes, you'll understand why you feel this way. And more importantly, what it actually means. Chapter 1. The illusion of having it figured out. When you were younger, life felt simple. Study hard. Get a good job. Everything will fall into place. That was the plan. The problem? That plan works until it doesn't. Because at some point, you realize something uncomfortable. Nobody actually has it fully figured out. Not your friends. Not your boss. Not even the people you thought were ahead in life. They're just better at hiding the confusion. And this creates a strange pressure. You look around and think, everyone seems to know what they're doing except me. But that's an illusion. It's like everyone is reading a different book and pretending it's the same story. So when you feel lost, it's not because you're behind. It's because you've started seeing reality more clearly. And clarity can feel uncomfortable at first. Chapter 2. The comfort trap. Here's something nobody warns you about. Comfort can make you feel lost. At first, that sounds strange. Isn't comfort a good thing? Well, yes. But too much comfort, that's where things get dangerous. When your life becomes predictable, wake up. Scroll your phone. Do the same work. Watch the same content. Sleep. Your brain stops paying attention. Days blur together. Weeks disappear. Months vanish. And suddenly you think, what am I even doing with my life? Not because your life is bad, but because it's too familiar. Your brain is not designed for constant repetition. It craves novelty, challenge, uncertainty. Without those things, life doesn't feel meaningful. It just feels repetitive. Like, that's the comfort trap. It doesn't destroy your life. It slowly makes it feel empty. Chapter 3. The hidden pressure of time. Let's make this slightly uncomfortable. The average human life is about 30,000 days. That's it. No bonus level. No extra lives. Now, here's the part people avoid thinking about. You've already used a big chunk of those days. Gone, finished, deleted. And yet, we live like time is unlimited. I'll figure it out later. I'll start next year. Someday I'll do what I really want. Someday. That word is very polite and very dangerous because someday doesn't exist on the calendar. It's just a way to delay decisions. So when you feel lost, it's often because part of you realizes you don't have forever to figure things out. And that realization creates pressure. But here's the twist. That pressure is not your enemy. It's your wake-up call. Chapter 4. The comparison problem. You're not just living your life. You're watching everyone else live theirs too. Every day. Through screens, people your age, getting promotions, traveling the world, building businesses, living their best life. And you're trying to decide what to do next. It feels like you're behind. But here's what you don't see. You're comparing your real life to someone else's highlight reel. You see their wins, but not their confusion, not their doubts, not their late night overthinking. Comparison doesn't show reality. It shows edited reality. And the more you compare, the more lost you feel. Because now you're not just figuring out your path, you're trying to match someone else's, which is impossible. Chapter 5. The identity gap. This is where things get deeper. Feeling lost is not really about your career, or your goals, or your plans. It's about identity. Who you were, and who you are becoming, are no longer the same. And that gap, that's where confusion lives. Maybe you followed a path because it made sense. It was safe. It made others happy. But now, it doesn't feel like you anymore. So you're stuck between two versions of yourself. The old one you've outgrown, and the new one you haven't fully built yet. That space in between, that's called transition. But most people call it being lost. Chapter 6, The Myth of One Big Purpose. Let's clear something up. You don't have one single purpose in life. You're not a movie character with one destiny waiting to be discovered. That idea sounds inspiring, but it creates pressure because now you think, I need to find the thing. And if you don't find it, you feel lost. Here's a simpler truth. Your purpose is not something you find. It's something you build through small actions, through experiments, through trying things that may or may not work. But most people don't try. They wait. They overthink. They plan. They imagine. And while they're waiting, life keeps moving. Clarity doesn't come from thinking. It comes from doing. Chapter 7, The Real Reason You Feel Lost. Now let's put everything together. You feel lost because you see through the illusion. You're stuck in comfort. You're aware of time. You compare too much. You're changing as a person. And you're waiting for perfect clarity. That's a powerful combination. Anyone in that position would feel lost. So, no, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're just in a phase most people don't understand. Chapter 8, What You're Supposed to Do Now. Here's where things shift. You don't need to figure out your entire life. You just need to reduce the fog. Start small. Very small. Try something new this week. Learn something different. Change your routine slightly. Not because it's the right path, but because it creates movement. And movement creates clarity. Also, stop waiting to feel ready. You won't. Nobody does. People who look confident, they started before they felt ready. That's the difference. And one more thing. Pay attention to what pulls you. Not what impresses others. Not what sounds good. But what genuinely interests you. That's usually a clue. Conclusion. Feeling lost is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of awareness. Most people never reach this point. They stay distracted, busy, comfortable. You didn't. You noticed something was off. That matters. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's where change begins. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need instant clarity. You just need to take one step. Then another, because in the end, you don't find your way by thinking about it. You find it by walking.